A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome everyone. So we will start our class with the opening prayer. ST, can we have a student for the opening prayer?
Assalamu alaikum. Can I request G2 691 to come to the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum 691.
Walaikum salam.
How are you today?
Good, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so you have to recite the opening prayer for everyone, starting with the Ta'awuz. I would like to request all the students at home, please read the Ta'awuz and Tasmiyah with us, okay? Ta'awuz is A'udhu Billah and then Tasmiyah is Bismillah. Once you read it at the start of the class, we don't have to read it again and again when we practice or when we read the Holy Quran later on. Okay, we only have to read Ta'awuz once. Okay, but Bismillah should be read every time. Okay, let's start.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Yeah.
اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا.
Okay, so would you like to repeat after me once? Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, I'll just read it once. I would like to request all the students to apply all the rules you have learned so far, okay, when you read the opening prayer. So as you can see, we have a Mim Mushaddad and we have a Noon Mushaddad. So we have to do a strong 2-second nasal sound, okay? And then we have another Noon Mushaddad here. So again, strong nasal sound. And when we pause on Fathatan, remember, we prolong it for 2 seconds, okay? So we treat this like an alif mad and we'll prolong the whole thing for 2 seconds. That's what we do when we are pausing, okay, when we are doing a waqf. So, Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a. Okay. Oh Allah, I ask you for beneficial knowledge. Ibn Majah, hadith number 925. So let's go through the class etiquettes quickly. I hope that everyone did wuzu before joining the class. Make sure that you're wearing clean clothes because we will be learning the Holy Quran, okay? And when you do that, you should be wearing clean clothes. Make sure that your head is covered with a scarf or a cap throughout the class. You should be sitting in a quiet place, especially when you get to turn on the mic, okay? It is important that your teacher, can hear you clearly, as well as your fellow students, okay? Your peers. We do hope that a parent is present with you or someone older. It could be a grandparent or an older sibling, okay? If you need help, you can ask them. Lastly, make sure that you've joined the class with your correct student ID. If we can't make sure that you are registered on this course, if you are a registered student, then we will have to put you in the waiting room, okay? Because it can be a security issue as well, okay? So just make sure, just go to the participant list now and see that you have joined with your student ID. It shouldn't be your device name, it shouldn't be your personal name, it should be your student ID which was given to you when you received the confirmation email from us. So this is the structure for today's class. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, so today is lesson 19. We are going to learn about the rule of idgham kamil. Okay, we started learning about the rule of idgham. Idgham means assimilation, merging. Okay, and kamil just means complete. So complete assimilation. And then we are going to practice chapter 26, verse 68 to verse 100. So those of you who have been attending all the classes, you would know that we've already covered these verses. Okay, but we are just going to go through them again. Okay, just to reinforce everything. It will be a good practice. And at the end of the class, we will revise mispronounced letters. And today we will be looking at the letter Dha and the letter Ain. Okay, so these two mispronounced letters. And then homework and ending prayer. I would like to remind everyone that you should not leave the class until we have done the ending prayer. Okay, that's against the class rules and the class etiquettes. Okay, so let's see what is idgham. So in this course, in G2, we will cover some rules. These rules are concerning Noon Sakin and Noon Tanween specifically. Okay, so these are rules of Noon Sakin and Tanween. And the rule which we are looking at this week is the rule of idgham. It is just one of those rules concerning Noon Sakin and Tanween. Okay, so what is idgham? So when we have a Noon Sakin or Tanween, we have to make a nasal sound. Okay, a nasal sound should be observed and a nasal sound should be made. There are rules which tell us what that nasal sound is. Okay, is it a strong nasal sound, full nasal sound, half nasal sound? How long does it have to be? All those things, we know them by learning the rules. Okay. The next letter after Noon Sakin or Tanween is what decides the nasal sound. Okay, so that's why we always look at the next letter, the letter followed by the Noon Sakin or Noon Tanween. Okay, and that's how we know what rule to apply and what kind of nasal sound to make. Okay, so therefore you must always look at the next letter. So today we will look at what to do when we see a Noon Sakin or any Tanween. Okay, so as you know, we have three different types of Tanween. We have Fathatain, Tanween of Fatha. We have Tanween of Dhamma, Dhammatain, and Tanween of Kasra, Kasratain. Okay, so whenever we have Noon Sakin or Tanween and straight afterwards is a Mushaddad Ra or a Mushaddad Lam, what do we do in this scenario? What do we do in this case? Okay, this is what we are going to learn today. So, when you are reading the Holy Quran, okay, and you see a Noon Sakin or Tanween, and straight after them is a Mushaddad Ra, either a Mushaddad Ra or a Mushaddad Lam, then the rule is that we make no nasal sound. Okay, that is the rule. So we have a Noon Sakin, Noon carrying a Sukoon, followed by a Ra Mushaddad, a letter Ra carrying the sign of Tashdid. What do? We make no nasal sound. Similarly, if we have a Tanween of Noon or Noon Sakin, followed by a Lam which is carrying a Tashdid, again we make no nasal sound. Okay, so this rule is specific to these two letters. Okay, so remember, if you have a Ra Mushaddad or a Lam Mushaddad after a Noon Sakin or Tanween, you should not make any nasal sound. That is the rule. And the name of this rule is Idgham Kamil. Okay, complete assimilation with no nasal sound. Okay, so here we have some examples. Okay, so hopefully when we look at these examples, everything will become a bit more clear. Here, you can see in this very first example, we have a noon sakit. It is highlighted in blue as well. And straight after that is a lam carrying a tashdid. Okay, so what do? We merge the noon sakin into the lam mushaddad. But because we are doing complete merging, okay, we are doing idgham kamil here. And that's why we are not going to do any nasal sound. We will merge, but we will not make any nasal sound. So we read this as milladunka. Okay, so it's almost as if we are joining the meme to the lam mushaddad. Milladunka. Okay. In this next example, we don't have noon sakin. Instead, we have a tanween. Okay, and specifically, this is a tanween of dammatan. But the rule is the same. We merge the tanween into the lam mushaddad, and as we merge, we do not make any nasal sound because this is a complete merge. This is a complete assimilation. Okay, idgham kamil in Arabic. So the correct way to read this is khayrul lakum. Khayrul lakum. Okay. So if we can have a student to go through some of these examples.
Can G2 601 come to the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm fine too. Jazakillah for asking. Okay, can you tell me if you're understanding today's lesson?
Yes.
Do you understand it so far?
Yes.
Okay, and did you attend yesterday's class?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so do you remember yesterday's lesson?
Yes, I understand a little bit.
Okay, so yesterday we did idgham naqis. Yeah. And what is idgham naqis? So
It's
the rule. Yeah.
It's when you do a nasal sound for 2 seconds and you make a nasal sound from your nose.
That's right. Well done. So idgham naqis means incomplete assimilation, okay, or partial assimilation with a 2-second nasal sound. So we merge the noon sakin or tanween. Okay, this is just a recap for all the students. We merge the noon sakin or tanween into the following letter, which could be ya mushaddad, okay, or mim mushaddad. And as we merge it, we do not make any, sorry, as you merge it, we do make a 2-second nasal sound. That's idgham naqis. But today's lesson is about idgham kamil. Okay, idgham kamil applies to 2 letters. Do you remember the 2 letters I mentioned earlier?
Lam and ra.
Excellent, well done. So whenever we have noon sakin or any kind of tanween followed by a lam mushaddad or a ra mushaddad, what do?
We don't make a nasal sound.
Excellent, well done. So will you remember this?
Yes.
Okay, I hope you remember it for a long, long time, okay? So I did the first 2 examples. Let's do this third one.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbihim.
Okay, very good. So that was a very good merge. Let's try that. Try it one more time.
Rabbihim.
Excellent, well done. So it's almost as if we are not pronouncing the noon. Okay, it can't be heard. And if you look here, to make it easier for some of the younger students, it's even written here. So this is how we are reading it. Mir Rabbihim. But in reality, when you are reading the Quran, this is the actual word. Okay, you will see it like this. Okay, don't be confused. Don't say min or mil. Okay, none of that. You have to merge into Ra Mushaddad, and none of the nasal sound should be heard. Okay, let's do the next example.
Ra'ufur Rahimu Mun.
Okay, very good. That was a very good merge as well. Okay, good application of the rule. So if you were to pause on this word, how would you say it?
Ra'ufur Rahim.
Excellent, well done. That is correct. So tanween of dhamma, and tanween of dhamma always changes into sukoon. Okay, let's try this next example. In this one, we have noon sakin followed by lam mushaddad.
Allah.
Okay, very good. Next one.
Musfarallah Zallu.
Okay, that was a very good effort. Okay, as far as the idgham goes, that was perfect. But on the ra, we don't have a tashdeed. Okay, so we have to be very careful not to stress on it. The next letter is mushaddad. Okay, this lam is also mushaddad. Okay, so we have to stress on these two letters, but the ra, we have to make sure not to stress on it. So let's try one more time. Musfarallah.
Musfarallah.
Okay, now we'll do the whole thing. Musfarallah zallu.
Musfarallah Zallu.
Okay, let's do one more example.
Mirrauhillah.
Okay, that was very good. And if we were to pause,
Mirrauhillah.
okay, excellent. So here, for those students who might not remember, this is vowleen. Okay, how do we know that it's vowleen? It's because, first of all, it is a sakin vaw, and because the previous letter is carrying a fatha, okay, it's a maftuh letter. That's how we know this is vowleen, vow of soft elongation. So that's why the student softly prolonged it for 2 seconds. Okay, or like that. Okay, Jazakallah. Let's have another student for the remaining examples.
Jazakallah.
G2 618, come to the mic, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you today?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine.
Alhamdulillah, that's good to hear. Okay, so we will do this example now. You can say Bismillah, and would you like to repeat after me, or do you feel confident that you can read it yourself?
Could I repeat after, please?
Yes, that's absolutely fine. If you can just read Bismillah.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Rabbir Rahim.
Rabbir Rahim.
Okay, that was very good. So, do you know the name of the rule which we are applying here?
Iqab.
Very good. It is the rule of idgham, but remember we have two types. We have idgham kamil and we have idgham naqis. Okay, kamil means no nasal. So kamil means complete, but it's the one where we don't do any nasal sound. And Naqis is the one where we have to do a 2-second nasal sound. So which one are we doing here? Kamil or Naqis?
Naqis.
Okay, so let me read it again and tell me if I'm doing a nasal sound. Rabbir Rahim.
Kamil.
That's right, well done. It is Kamil because the tanween is followed by a ra mushaddad. Okay, so if it's followed by lam mushaddad or ra mushaddad, it is idgham kamil because we don't do any nasal sound. Let's move on to the next example. Okay, so again, we are not going to do any nasal sound. Allavi istaqamu.
Allavi istaqamu.
Very good. Okay, so this one is a bit complicated. We have 3 letters, okay, consecutively, and they're all mushaddad. Okay, so let's give it a go. Bahrillu.
Bahrillu.
Okay, next we are going to join it to Jim. Bahrilluji.
Bahrilluji.
Okay, so if we were applying the tanween, if we were pausing, then the tanween of kasra will change into sukoon. Okay, Bahrilluji.
Bahrilluji.
Okay, very good. So in the next example, we have noon sakin followed by a ra mushaddad this time, but the rule is the same. The rule is idgham kamil, so no nasal sound. Famar rabbukuma.
Famar rabbukuma.
Very good. And the last example, shihabar rasada. Okay, so if we are pausing, we will prolong it for 2 seconds. Shihabar rasada.
Shihabar rasada.
Okay, so the letter Sod has fatha. Shihabar rasada.
Shihabar rasada.
Can you see the screen? Have you joined with your phone?
What did you say, please?
Okay, so we have the letter Sod here. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let's try it one more time. Shihabar.
Shihabar
Soda.
soda.
Excellent. Let's join everything. Shihabar soda.
Shihabar soda.
Okay, excellent. Jazakallah asmal jaza. So that's it. To recap everything, today we did idgham kamil. Idgham means to merge. Okay, kamil means complete. So that's why we don't do any nasal sound when we apply the rule of idgham kamil. Now, the rule of idgham kamil applies to 2 letters, and they are lam mushaddad and ra mushaddad. So whenever you see a noon sakin or a tanween of any kind, and after that you see the letter ra or the letter lam with a tashdid, remember, you don't have to make any nasal sound. Okay, merge, but don't make any nasal sound. So now we are going to practice using text from Holy Quran. Okay, it's just revision. So we are doing verse 68 to verse 100. Okay, here we go. So verse 68, this was covered on the 30th. So I think Monday's class. And then I hope that all the students did it for homework as well. So today, I would like to see a lot of students wanting to read these verses by yourself. Okay? If you do need my help, obviously, I'll be happy to lead you as well. Can we have a student?
And student G2 624, come to the mic, please.
624. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine too. Jazakallah for asking. Okay, so we have to start from here. Okay. Did you do these verses for homework on Monday?
No.
Okay. So do you want to try by yourself or would you like to repeat after me?
Repeat after you, please.
Okay, that's fine. If you can read Bismillah and then we'll start.
A'udhu billahi Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Inna
Inna
fi dhalika
fi dhalika
la ayah.
la ayah.
Okay, so do you know what we are doing here? We are pausing,
And
right?
a pause.
That's right. And whenever you pause on ta al-marbuta, what do we do? It becomes a ha sakin. Okay, so that's why we said la ayah. Okay, moving on. Wa ma kana
وما كان
aktharuhum.
أكثرهم.
Okay, what do we have to do now? The next letter is a mushaddad letter.
We make a nasal sound.
Okay, that is right because it's a meme. Okay, it's meme that is carrying tashdid. That's why we have to do a strong 2-second nasal sound. But because previous letter is sakin, we also have to join it to the following letter. Okay, let's try again. Aktharuhum mu'minin.
أكثرهم مؤمنين.
Okay, well done. Wa inna
وإن
rabbaka
ربك
lahuwal azizu.
لهو العزيز الرحيم.
Okay, well done. So because the following letter is mushaddad, we have to join it to the most recent mutaharrik letter. Okay, and the mutaharrik letter, the voweled letter, is this za. Okay, we can ignore all the blank letters in between. We have to ignore them. So let's try this again. Lahuwal azizur rahim.
لهو العزيز الرحيم.
Watlu alayhim
واتل عليهم
naba'a
نبأ
Ibrahim
إبراهيم
iz qala
إذ قال
liabihi.
لأبيه
Okay, so
لأبيه
very good. Why are we prolonging here? because we have a ya sakin. But remember, it's not any ya sakin, it's a special one. This is ya of elongation. Okay, ya mad. How do we know it's ya mad? Because previous letter has a kasra. Okay, the previous letter is maksur. That's why we are prolonging it for 2 seconds. Moving on. وَقَوْمِهِ
وَقَوْمِهِ
مَا
مَا
تَعْبُدُونَ.
تَعْبُدُونَ.
Okay, very good. MashaAllah, you're reading very well. Would you like to try one verse by yourself?
نَعْبُدُ أَصْنَامًا فَنَظَلُّ لَهَا عَاكِفِينَ.
MashaAllah, you read very well, especially the sound of the letter dha. I really loved how you did that. Okay, and ayn as well. So, well done. Okay, let's do one more verse.
قَالَ هَلْ يَسْمَعُونَكُمْ إِذْ تَدْعُونَ.
Excellent, Jazakallah. So, try to read this. Okay, try to read one more time. Don't prolong the ta.
إِذْ تَدْعُونَ.
Excellent. Okay, I really love how you differentiate between the similar sounding letters. Okay, the sound of letter za, you did it very beautifully as well. Okay, the only reason why you're prolonging in some places is because obviously you've, I think, just recently started reading Quran. Okay, once you become fluent, once you've read it a few times, then you'll be perfect, inshallah. Okay, Jazakallah. Can we have another student?
Can G2 632 come to the mic, please?
632. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine too. Okay, so would you like to have a go by yourself?
Yes.
Okay, you did do these for homework, right?
Which ones?
Okay, so all of the verses which we are doing today, they've already been covered this week. So I do hope that you did some of them for homework. Let's start from here.
Okay. From O?
Yeah.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أو ينفعونكم أو يضرون.
Okay, so okay, before we move on, this here as well, this is vowel because previous letter has fatha. Okay, you did it nicely here at the start. Oh, so can you do this one again?
Okay. أو يضرون. قالوا بل وجدنا آباءنا كذلك يفعلون. قال أنتم ما كنتم تعبدون أنتم وآباؤكم أقدمون.
Okay, Jazakallah. So just a few things. First of all, when you joined here, the meme sakin into the meme mushaddad, don't forget that we have to stress on it, okay? Because the meme has tashdid, right? And because it's meme, if it was any other letter, for example, here we have ra mushaddad, we would only have to stress on it. But because this is meme, we have to also do what?
Prolong it.
Okay, so we have to also make a nasal sound.
Okay.
Okay, prolonging is because of this. Okay, because of the alif mad. The meme itself, because it's carrying tashdid, that's why we have to do 2-second nasal sound. So let's try this one more time. أَفَرَأَيْتُمْ مَا
أفرأيتم ما
Okay, very good, much better. The next thing is the sound of the letter Ain. Okay, so Ain comes from the middle of the throat. It's a throat letter, and it sounds different from the letter Alif. Okay, تعبدون.
تعبدون.
Okay, very good. And here you prolonged this for 2 seconds. Do you remember why you did that?
I think I did that.
Okay, so here, because we have a Hamza, and on top of the Hamza, we have the vowel, the stroke of Dhamma, the short stretch. We only have to prolong it for 1 second. The vowel underneath is a blank vowel. Okay, it's just the vowel itself is not carrying any vowel, any stroke. Okay, it's just there so that the Hamza can sit on top of it. Okay, the vowel is just there as a chair. Okay, so the Hamza is the important one, and because it's carrying Dhamma, we prolong it for 1 second. So this is U. Okay,
Okay.
so Aba'ukum. Try.
آباؤكم.
Okay, that was much better. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
Okay, can we have another student?
Can student G2 646 come to the mic, please?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah.
Okay, that's good to hear. So, would you like to try by yourself?
Yes.
Okay, and have you been doing the homework?
No.
Okay, that's not very good to hear. I hope, and I would like to request all the students to please do your homework. Okay, we cover all the verses in the class, and we do request you to practice alongside, but I'm sure that not all of the students can do that. Okay, some of you just come from school and you are tired, so that's why we request you to practice the same verses as part of homework. Okay, homework is nothing different. It's the same verses that we go through in the class. Okay, so let's start from here. You can start with Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. فَإِنَّهُمْ عَدُوٌّ لِّي إِلَّا رَبَّ الْعَالَمِينَ. الذي خلقني فهو يهدين والذي هو يطعمني ويسقين
Yeah, go on.
وإذا مرضت فهو يشفين والذي يميتني ثم يهدين والذي أطمع أن يغفر لي خطيئتي يوم الدين.
Jazakallah Ahsanul Jaza. So let's go through some of the things which you did really well. Okay, I really love how you did the sound of the letter Ta. Okay, so it is a thick letter, but to get the right sound, we have to touch the tip of the tongue to the upper front teeth. Okay, the tip of the upper front teeth. Okay, so you did that very nicely in both of these places. Okay, so well done. So the sound of the letter za, you did that beautifully as well in two places, and then in other two places it wasn't like I couldn't hear the difference between za and za. Okay, so you have to make it very obvious which letter it is. Okay, va'iza, there is a hissing sound, right? Try.
وإذا
Yeah, just like this letter here. Thumma.
ثم
Okay, so tip of the tongue touches the tip of your front teeth, upper front teeth. Thumma.
ثم
Okay, so inshallah with practice it will get better. The other thing, okay, so it's about the rule we are covering nowadays. Whenever we have tanween followed by lam mushaddad, which rule do we apply? We learned this today.
إدغام كامل.
Very good. And what does idgham kamil tell us? What does this rule tell us? What do we have to do? Are we going to do nasal sound or not?
No.
That's right. But when you read this, there was a little bit of nasal sound. So let's try this one more time. Adufulli.
أدوفلي.
Okay, that was much better. And over here, we have noon sakin followed by ya mushaddad. So which rule are we going to apply this time? Idgham kamil or naqis?
إدغام ناقص.
Very good. And what does idgham naqis tell us?
You have to make a nasal sound.
That's right. 2-second nasal sound. أن يغفر لي.
أن يغفر لي.
Okay, that was much better. Jazakallah Ahsanul Jaza.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Okay, how many verses do we have left? Okay, quite a bit. Let's have one more student.
And student G2 695, come to the mic, please.
695. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine too. Okay, so you have to start from here. I hope that you did this as part of your homework. Would you like to go through these by yourself or repeat after me?
Can I do the first few verses with you and then I'll try myself?
Okay, that's fine. Let's start with Bismillah then.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Okay, so on Sheen we have tashteed. So don't forget to stress min ash-shaytan.
من الشيطان الرجيم.
Okay, that's fine. Rabbi habli.
ربي هب لي
Habli.
هب لي
Hukman wa.
حكما
Alhiqni.
ألحقني
Bis-salihin.
بالصالحين
Waj'al li.
واجعل لي
لسان
لسان
صدق.
صدق.
Okay, so we have to apply certain rule. It hasn't been covered, so I won't go into detail. صدق.
صدق.
Yeah, that's right. There's like a half nasal sound. في الآخرين.
بالآخرين
واجعلني
واجعلني
من ورثة.
من مرة
Okay, that's right. من
من
ورثة
ورثة
جنة النعيم.
جنة النعيم.
Okay, one more time. The nasal sound. Hold it for 2 seconds. جنة النعيم.
جنة النعيم.
Okay, would you like to do some verses yourself now?
Yes.
Okay, let's try. Yeah, that's right.
Fairly
Be
إنه كان من I can't see that letter that's after it.
Okay, so we have some blank letters in between which you have to ignore, and you have to join the noon to the dod. Okay?
من الضالين ولا
Wala.
تجري.
Okay, this is kha. Okay, here is a jim. Jim has the dot underneath. Okay? Tukh.
تفري ني يا يا
Softly prolong it for 2 seconds. Yawma.
يوم يب يب أتون.
Okay. Sa. Yub'athun.
Can you say that one more time? I can hear it.
Yeah. Sa. So touch the
Sa.
tip of your tongue to the upper front teeth. Okay. Sa.
Sa.
Yeah. Yub'athun.
Yusun.
Okay, one more time. Yub'athun.
Yub Asun.
Okay, Jazakallah Sunul Jaza. So we had about 10 verses left. Okay, we had to do up to 100. So if everyone can do those, okay, and anything that you weren't able to do earlier this week, if you can try to do that as part of the homework, that will be nice. So the mispronounced letters, today we are doing revising Tha and Ain, I think, yeah. So let's go through Tha first. So this is a letter of the tongue. Okay, so tongue is called lisan in Arabic. Okay, so it's a letter of tongue. It is often. Walaikum Assalam.
I would just like to remind you that the class finishes at 55.
Yeah, I'll speed it up. Jazakallah for reminding me. So it's often, the sound is often mixed, often confused with the sound of letter za. This has a similar sound to the English alphabet Z. Okay, za. Whereas this has a thick sound and also the tip of the tongue has to touch the upper front teeth. Okay, so za. That is the correct sound for this letter. How is it pronounced? So the tip of the tongue slightly comes out of the mouth, just like we do for the letter sa, but there is more vibration. The tongue is pressed against the edge of the upper front teeth. Slight air should escape. It is a thick and heavy sounding letter compared to the thin sound of the letter za. Okay, so remember that. Next letter we are revising is Ain. So Ain is a letter of the throat. In Arabic, it's called, throat is called halaq. Okay, al-halaq. It is often confused with the sound of letter alif and letter hamza. Okay, so how do we pronounce Ain correctly? The correct way to pronounce it is to pronounce it from the middle of the throat, and it is one of the typical sounds of the Arabic language. Okay, so it comes from middle of the throat and it has a very prominent sound. Okay, Ain. Okay, so those are the two which we had to revise today. We will now quickly do the homework and ending prayer. So today we learned about assimilation, idgham. Specifically, we looked at idgham kamil, which is complete assimilation. Complete assimilation means there will be no nasal sound as we merge nun sakin or tanween into lam mushaddad or ra mushaddad. We practiced this using verses of chapter 26, verse 68 to 100. We already did this earlier this week as well, so I hope everyone can do these as part of the homework as well. The letter Za is a letter of lisan, tongue, and the letter Ain is a letter of throat. Okay, al-halaq. So remember to pronounce them correctly. Practice today's verses, whatever we covered in today's lesson. Remember to apply all the rules which we have learned so far. Okay, so we will end the class now with the ending prayer because we are short on time. I'll quickly read it. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma arhamni bil-Qur'an العظيم. O Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran, the Great. So we'll end today's class with this. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.